While the group was shooting at the wandering zombies while they were walking down the path of the swamp, they checked out a few houses. Ellie then had an idea. So she whispered an idea in Rochelle and Coach's ears along with Nick. After they heard about the idea, they smiled. "That's a great idea, Ellie. That way we can have Ellis and Zoe feel closer," Rochelle replied. Nick Coach then turned to Ellis. "Come on, Ellis, we have an idea," Coach said, as he and Nick took Ellis and off they went into one house. "What's the idea?" Ellis asked. "You'll find out. It's a surprise," Nick said, and Rochelle, along with Ellie and sister, looked at Zoe. "Come on, Zoe. Ellie told us her idea," Rochelle said, as she and Ellie walked Zoe into another house. "What's the idea?" Zoe asked. "You'll see," Ellie giggled, as sister was quiet but didn't say a word about it as the girls went in. Meanwhile, with the boys, Ellis had a shower and he smelled nice. It had been a long time since they had last showered. "I showered good. I can't even remember when the last time I had a shower," Ellis said as he wrapped the towel around his waist. "Well, we'll have a shower next, and then we'll come out and Nick and can give a turn. We haven't had a shower in a while," Coach said, as Nick was helping Ellis dry off. "Nick, I'm not sure if I can do this. What kind of idea is this?" Ellis asked. "Ellie told me, Rochelle, and Coach the idea. It was for you and Zoe to get closer together in your relationship," Nick replied as he was finished drying Ellis off. "That's a good idea, but we even feel that way." Ellis was about to put on his bullshifter's shirt when Nick stopped him. "Here, Ellis. You can use this, buddy," Nick said as he handed Ellis a Midnight Rider's shirt. "Holy crap, where did you find this?" Ellis asked Nick. "Before we left the amusement park, I saw this and I thought you would like it. I also got Coach one too," Nick said as Coach had a towel around his waist and then walked out of the shower. "Shower's all yours, Nick," Coach said to him. "Also, can I borrow this jacket part of my... You could borrow this jacket, get part of my suit," Nick said as he handed Ellis this jacket with the part of the white suit. "Thanks, Nick," Ellis said as he was dressed and ready while Coach puts on his boxers and pants when he saw the Midnight Rider's shirt on Ellis. "Nick got you one? Cool," Coach said as he saw that Nick got Coach one as well. So Coach put on the Midnight Rider's shirt as well. "Coach, I am nervous. What if she breaks up with me?" Ellis asked as he was putting on some cologne on him. "Ellis, don't think of the bad things that may happen. That will just make your time not so good," Coach said. "You're right. I am a bit of a nervous wreck," Ellis replied. Meanwhile, with the girls, Zoe was all showered as she put on her bra and underwear on. "I'm a bit nervous, Rochelle and Ellie. I'm not sure if I can do this," Zoe said as Rochelle was brushing her hair. "I know you are the girl that he loves, but believe me, Ellis does want you. He would not want anyone else but you as a girlfriend. Now you're going to have to tell him how much you love him when you see him," Rochelle replied. "Zoe, I found you a sweater," Ellie said as she showed Zoe the sweater. "I know it's black, but I know it's not your fave, but it'll do." "I don't even care about the color, Ellie, just as long as it's another sweater," Zoe replied as Ellie took off Zoe's red sweater and handed to wash it with. "I'll wash this sweater for you," Ellie said as Zoe thanked her as she saw that sister was quiet and hasn't said anything much. "Sister's been quiet. I wonder why?" Zoe asked Rochelle as she was brushing her hair. "I did manage to get some words out, but she wouldn't give me the whole reason." "And that is something I don't understand," Rochelle said. "I did talk to her," Ellie said as sister got up and walked outside to sit on the porch from one of the houses the girls were in. "What did she say?" Zoe asked. Ellie was trying to come up with the right words, but she trailed off. "If you can't find the right words, Ellie, that's okay. You could tell us later," Zoe replied. "She might be not feeling well, Zoe. Maybe ask her if she's feeling okay," said Rochelle. "I can ask her that," Zoe said as she puts on her new sweater and then she walks out of one of the houses with Rochelle and Ellie as sister followed. Zoe met with the guys at the restaurant as music was playing as Ellis was standing right in front of Zoe. They were having dinner and they even started to dance. Beautiful slow music was playing around. After the dancing and fun was over, Ellis looked at Zoe as the two were by the ferry by the docks. "Swimming with gators? Why no thank you," Ellis said as he saw the sign that said no swimming. "You're cool, Ellis, to be the best boyfriend," Zoe said as Ellis held Zoe's hand. "You're happy that you're with me?" Ellis asked her. "Of course I am, Ellis. You're the only main man in the world world a girl could ever ask for," Zoe replied as Ellis cuddled with her. He kissed her forehead. "Zoe, I liked it when you said that you're the only woman in the world that a man could ever ask for," Ellis replied as he hugged Zoe. She could feel his warm breath on her skin. "All right, Ellis, let's get ready to call the ferry," Zoe said as Rochelle got the ferry working to get the ferry from one side onto the other side where the group was. The sound of it attracted the horde of zombies, so the groups were able to take down the horde of zombies as the ferry got up to the group, and they all jumped inside. When they started the ferry, the inside and the ferry was taking the group far away from the horde of infected. "Now, there's a shanty town not far from here, so there might be some people there," Rochelle said. "Alive, undead, or alive and not zombies?" Nick asked. "Alive and not zombies. I hope there's another group of people. They could use their help," Coach replied, as the ferry got to the other side, and the group walked through the muddy swamp. They got on the walkway, which was safer, and they killed 2 jockeys along with 3 spitters. After walking through the swamp for some time, they found a safe house in the drain pipe. Once everyone was inside, the group was safe for now. When Zoe and Ellis put back on what they were wearing before their date, after 10 minutes, the group was all prepared and exited out of the safe room. Rochelle looked at the wandering zombies. Some of them were mudmen. "Watch out for some mudmen," she warned everyone. "What are mudmen?" asked Sister. "They're zombies that are covered in mud," Rochelle replied. "We'll have to watch out for those," Coach said. "Time to get wet," Ellis chuckled. "No, wait, I am serious. Rias. Zombie brains will come out of this white suit, but swamp water does not," Nick said as Rochelle smacked him. "What did I say about complaining?" Rochelle was cross at Nick. "I don't want to hear any more about it," she said. The group exited out of the safe room and they walked through the swamp water. They killed a few wandering zombies when Ellis found a path. "There's a path we can get through," he said to the group as they walked through the swampy forest. Ellis looked around as Zoe was behind him. "Now stay close, Zoe. I won't let anything hurt you," he said, "even a dead person that was attached to the tree." "That could be the dead pilot that Nick shot," Zoe asked as Ellis took the auto shotgun from the dead body. "It is possible, Zoe. Not really sure if it is or not," Ellis replied as the group continued to walk through the swampy area. Sister then could see that the plane crashed. "There's a downed plane," Sister said. Then crying was heard. "There's a witch. Kill those lights," Rochelle said. As everyone did what Rochelle said, Ellis, along with the group, walked past the witch. She got up and started to chase after Ellie, who was being startled by Sister, who made the witch think that Ellie had startled her. Ellis got in the way to save Ellie, and the witch clawed at Ellis, leaving a huge scar on his arm where the tattoo was. Zoe, along with the group, was able to shut down the witch. Zoe, who was scared, ran towards Ellis. "Ellis, are you okay?" asked Zoe as she helped Ellis up. "Yeah, I'm okay," Ellis replied. Then Ellie gave Sister an angry glare. She knew Sister was trying to get rid of Ellis, but she didn't want to say it out loud to the group. "Sister Bear, why did you startle the witch to kill Ellis?" Ellie asked while she crossed her arms. Sister couldn't say a word. "If you're trying to kill Ellis, you shouldn't do that. That will break Zoe's heart. So you need to say you're sorry." After the group heard that Sister was behind on the group, they were really mad with Sister. Even Zoe was angrier than she was. "Now what is your problem, Sister? You trying to kill Ellis?" Zoe said as she was close to start screaming at her when Sister walked away. "Wow, she's a total Ellis said, but of course, Rochelle stopped him. "Ellis, you know name-calling hurts people," Rochelle said. "Here, Ellis, why not I heal you?" Zoe said as Ellis took off his shirt and Zoe sees a deep gashing wounds on Ellis's arm where the tattoo was. Zoe cleaned off the blood of the wound, and then Ellis groaned in pain. "I'm okay, it stings," Ellis replied as Zoe was finished cleaning off the wounds. Then she stressed them with bandages as Ellis felt much better. "Thanks, Zoe," he said as he put his shirt back on. Sister was in a ball as she was sleeping, and Ellie felt that she was tired. She must have been tired after a long way. "Why not someone who can carry her?" Ellie suggested, as Rochelle was the only one who walked towards Sister, put her in her arms. "You'll have to cover me while I carry Sister. So when we open this door off the plane, we'll have to shoot down the zombies as the alarm will make a lot of noise," Rochelle said, as the door to the plane opened and the alarm went off. It attracted a huge horde of zombies and they started to attack the group of survivors. They were all able to shoot them down, but the noise didn't wake Sister up at all, as she was in a very deep sleep. The group continued to walk down through the swampy area when they saw a safe house and the shantytown inside. "There's a shantytown. We made it," Zoe said. "Hello? Anyone there?" Ellie called. "Hello?" Nick called out, but no one was responding. "We should better go inside. Maybe we would be staying here away from the zombies," Ellis said to the group as they ran inside the safe room when a tank was behind them. The group got inside the safe room and locked the door of the safe room just in time. The tank gave up, knowing that breaking the safe room door would be impossible, so he left. "The tank give up. I didn't expect him to give up that easy," Ellie said as Rochelle placed the sleeping bear cub onto a mat. She didn't try to kill Ellis. Maybe she was just too tired to explain herself, Rochelle said as Zoe took off her red sweater and placed it over her sister. "She is very tired. I didn't mean to get so angry with her," Zoe said as she walked out of the safe room of the shantytown. There was no one there, so Ellis followed her and sat down with her. "You okay?" Ellis asked as Zoe pulled out a picture of Sister and her family with Zoe in it. "I'm just worried about Sister," Zoe said. "Like if something bad would have happened to her and I'm not there, I would never forgive myself." Zoe began to cry as Ellis comforted her by patting her on the back and holding her close. "I guess I was so harsh on her. I love you, Ellis, but I was scared that I would have lost you too," Zoe sobbed. "Zoe, you don't have to cry. I will always be with you," Ellis said to his girlfriend. "I guess you were harsh on her, but there are times when you gotta be a bit harsh, but not too much that you could feel hurt. But I guess you were not very happy," Ellis said. "Yeah," Zoe replied after the group rested for a few hours. They prepared themselves and went out of the safe room, shooting down the wandering zombies in the shantytown. "I think the people here didn't make it," Coach said. "I was having a feeling about that," Rochelle replied as the group walked through the abandoned shantytown. Coach was then disappeared. "Where is Coach?" Ellie said. "I don't see him," Ellie replied as she saw Coach who was being crushed by a charger. "Charger, shoot him!" Ellie said as everyone was shooting at the charger when Sister shot the last bullet that killed the charger. Coach then saw Sister who was holding a magnum was smiled and surprised. "Great shot, girl. You did it," Coach said. "You saved me." "Thanks," Sister smiled. "Now the safe room shouldn't be much farther," Rochelle said. The group walked through the shantytown through the swampy path. After a while walking, shooting down the zombies, they found a safe room on the walkway. As soon as they got on the walkway, they found a smoker inside. Ellis shot down at the smoker as he exploded with smoke when he died. "I found a safe room," Ellis called as the group got to the safe room. Once everyone was safe, it was a long night, so they had decided to spend their night in the safe house. They all agreed that they would move on the next morning, and they all prayed that Brother would still be alive and okay, as they always did. Zoe was the first one to be woken up by Ellie, who was shaking her lightly awake. "It's time to get up, Zoe. We have a busy day ahead of us," Ellie said softly as Zoe opened her eyes and looked at Ellie. "Morning, Ellie. What time is it?" Zoe asked. "It's 7 a.m., Zoe. It's the sunrise," Ellie said as she quietly opened the safe room door. Zoe can tell that Coach was already up. "I have already shot down the wandering zombies, so it should be safe for you girls to go get some breakfast for all of us to eat," Coach replied as Zoe and Ellie looked around the swampy area. "It's quiet. Very quiet," Zoe said to Ellie. "I wonder if there'll be anyone here to help us." "There is a plantation house," Ellie pointed out as Zoe saw a forest that has a plantation house. "That's amazing. I wonder if there's a boat or something," Zoe asked Ellie. "Coach already checked out the place, and he said that there is a boat by the docks. There's a boat at the docks through a gate at the plantation house. He already cleared the place out while we were sleeping. I think this place is really cool," Ellie said as she found 2 baskets and 2 stepladders. She handed one of each to Zoe. But Coach sadly said that no one was in the safe house, so either they became infected or died. But who knows what happened. But at least we have breakfast to get, so we can all get moving without any infected around. Ellie and Zoe started to pick fresh fruit from the trees as they were picking at it. "I do worry about Sister Bear. She hasn't been happy since me and Ellis started to hook up together," Zoe said to Ellie. "I think she's jealous." "I'm starting to think about that too, Zoe. Sister mustn't be not liking you and Ellis dating. But it is Ellis and your relationship with each other. No one should ever control that," Ellie replied as she and Zoe collected the fresh fruit. "Let's get back to the group. They must be waking up by now, Zoe said, as she and Ellie were carrying the baskets of fruit to the safe house. I was thinking about staying here with Ellis, after I help Sister Bear find brother and get them home. I would like to stay this time. Really? That would be great if you stayed here with Ellis. You guys would make a great couple like you are now. But without the zombies, of course. Ellie laughed. As soon as the outbreak is over, I will settle in a new life with Ellis, Zoe replied as Tootle and his gang were hiding in a house, watching Ellie and Sister walking towards the safe house. Why did you guys go to Bear Country after you handled Witter Jones? Ellie asked Zoe. Well, after Bill died and saved all of us, I went back to Bear Country with Sister and her family because they've always looked up to me as a big sister. But I'm hoping that Sister will understand, Zoe replied to Ellie's question. Sister will just have to learn to accept these things, even if we don't like them, Ellie said as they got back to the group. They showed everyone what was for breakfast. Fresh fruit me and Zoe picked for them. They look great to eat, Ellie said. What fruits are they? Mixture of fresh fruits, so we can make a fruit salad, Ellie replied, as Sister then pulled out some yogurt. We can have fresh yogurt. There's a lot in here since Nick found them. Them fresh, Sister said. Nice idea, Sister, Nick said. I'm starting to like her. Sounds great, like a great breakfast. I'm in, Rochelle said, as the group began to dig in their breakfast. After the group finished their breakfast, they all prepared themselves and left the safe room. Then they heard a snickering and laughing. Who the hell was that? Coach asked. I think it's Tootle and his no good gang. We should hide so they don't see us, Sister said, as the whole group ran inside a house where they were all on the ground. Coach said that he made a pitfall for those 3 clowns. He did it while we were asleep, Ellie said. Do you see any? Zoe asked Ellis as he was taking a peek to see Tootle and his gang acting like idiots. Here they are, but they're acting like a bunch of idiots and assholes, all right, Ellis replied as Coach was also taking a peek. They'll fall in the pit, all Ellis. Let's watch where they're standing, Coach replied as Tootle and his gang were standing around a pile of leaves. You're a piece of crap, Tootle said to Smirk. No, you are, Smirk replied as the gang then fell straight through the pit. Soon everyone laughed at what they saw. Help! Let us out of here, Tootle called as Rochelle and Zoe both looked down at Tootle and his gang who fell in the pit. No can do, assholes. Why don't you try start being nice for a change? Zoe said as she walked away. You can hear her. If you can't be nice, then go away and don't bother us, Rochelle replied as they all walked away from the group. And of course they made it to the plantation house and they looked around. This is the plantation house? Man, it's huge. Sadly, there was no one still alive. I checked over the place, Coach said, as the spitter was running up the path of the plantation house as it passed by survivors. Hey, it's a spitter, Ellis shouted as Ellie made the kill on the spitter. Nice shot, Ellis said to Ellie. Thanks, Ellie smiled as the group climbed up the stairs and they looked around the plantation house. There was no infected after looking around for them on the inside of the house. They walked out of the house to find the front of the house that they were at. There was a hedge like a park with a gate. There's a radio. Maybe if we use it, someone might respond to it and might help us, Nick said, as the group prepared themselves and they all walked down to the gate of the plantation house. Howdy, Ellis responded to the radio. Hello, I can't believe I hear voices. Now I wonder where you guys are, because if you tell me where you guys are, I could pick you all guys up, a voice said from the radio on the other side. We're at a plantation house, Rochelle replied. All right, name's Virgil. I'll be there in 10 minutes, so hold off the hordes of zombies as long as you can, Virgil said from the radio. A horde of infected began to attack the group as everyone sat down together and they all shot down the horde of infected. They also shot down 2 jockeys, a boomer, and they even had a tank attack them. They all brought down the tank as it was too easy. The second horde of zombies, which of course the group was able to take down the second group of infected. Of course they killed a charger along with a hunter and a smoker. Then they had a second tank attack them and they were able to bring down the second tank. And they were able to take it down without a problem. Virgil's here, let's go, Zoe said as the gate burst open and the group all ran towards the boat, which was at the end of the docks. As soon as they all got in the boat, Virgil, who was driving the boat, got it moving and the group was safe. That was too close, Ellis said. Yeah, it was, Zoe replied. Thanks for saving us, Virgil, Coach said. It was my pleasure, guys. You all trying to survive out here? Virgil replied as Sister and Zoe stood up. Have you happened to have a bear cub named Brother? Zoe asked. Sorry, guys, I don't have a bear cub named the rubber bear, but I can help you get to him, Virgil replied as the group was getting ready to settle into the boat with Virgil. Meanwhile, Farmer Ben was on the bridge of the parish where he was looking at his magic mirror to see the survivors along with Sister Bear on the boat. Still alive, are we? Farmer Ben said. If you're going to survive this, we will see, he said as the tank and Charger looked at Farmer Ben. Well, Farmer Ben, what do you expect us to do? The tank asked. I can see that Virgil, that guy on the boat, is asking the group to get some gas at the downtown of Dunfield, Mississippi. So we will have to track them down, Farmer Ben said, as he explained his plan to the whole group. And of course, once he explained the whole plan to the group, they were all able to understand on why his plan was going to be a success. And of course, Farmer Ben will eventually get his revenge on the survivors and Sister Bear.